Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome and welcome back to our channel. I am Woven. If you're new to this channel, and if you're returning, thank you very much, guys. An official Happy New Year. I think I put out 2 videos and it wasn't New Year's video, so I didn't welcome you back. This is officially my first New Year's video. So I created quite a bit of content while I was home. Home is the village, and we aim to achieve a balance on this channel this year. We tried last year. I think we did fairly well, but we want to educate, but at the same time entertain. We want to inspire, but at the same time have a lot of fun while doing that. So because I've put out village content the past 2 videos, I then took it to Instagram, naturally so, to say, do you guys want another village content video, or do you want a finance/savings, just to mix it up and to achieve the balance in this democracy, the savings versus tradition or village vlog 1. So today we're going to talk about finance, and we'll unpack it together. I put through challenges that are quite easy to follow. Number one, they're easy to track, but I'm also going to be sharing with you just some tips on how you can stick to your savings goals. Guys, I'm not gonna lie to you. Saving requires serious financial discipline. You need to be self-disciplined when it comes to your finances, because almost everything in front of us is temptation to throw money at. So if this year, in the year 2024, saving is one of your goals, please stick around, because I'm really going to share with you guys savings challenges for different salary scales, for depending on whatever, even if you earn a 5,000, 10, 15, 100,000, I'm going to share various challenges that one can take up based on their earnings, based on their financial ability. The challenges are they're quite robust, but I am cognizant of the fact that some people simply can't make ends meet. But at the end of the day, guys, personal finance is personal, and it requires one to be honest with yourself. When you're being negligent, when you're being reckless, when you're not making the best financial decisions, right? So with saving, right, one wants to establish a goal first. Why are you saving? There are various reasons as to why one saves. But before you even start, you need to sit yourself down and say, Woven, why are you saving this year? Now, there's various reasons, and I can give you guys examples, maybe as a starting point, if you want to come onto the savings challenge, but you don't really know why you're saving. Number one is having an emergency fund in place. So one of these challenges you can then use to put your emergency fund in place. I have talked about an emergency fund on this channel a whole lot of times, and I will not stop. It's going to be a topic every other day. So having an emergency fund in place is one of those fundamentals of personal finance, right? This is a rainy day fund. And then the other day I was actually talking to my mom. Another reason that you can use another reason to save is towards your sinking fund. This can be down payment on your house. You guys, you do know that you can pay more than what your monthly commitment or what your monthly deduction on your house is, right? So you can save for down payment on your house. You can save for your car deposit if you're planning on buying a car this year. You can have a sinking fund for travel, for furniture, to avoid buying your furniture on credit, and those are some of the reasons. And even you can also save towards your children's education. The other day, I was talking to my mom right here, right, about just saving, and we're talking about education and the cost of education. So I actually went to the internet and looked up at Window Gymnasium school fees from pre-primary. I think just pre-primary 1 year alone is 44,000. So imagine if your baby is maybe 2 years, 3 years. I don't know how old the kids need to be when they get to pre-primary. You can actually start saving for that now. So those are some of the goals that you can pen down. I think that's a good sort of direction if you don't know where to start. But if you're also looking at all those ones that I've listed and you're like, cannot relate, James Clear put it very bluntly in his book titled The Psychology of Money, to say, sometimes you have got enough reason to save, because life has this ability to throw curveballs at us, these inevitable curveballs that just come to you from different directions. That alone is enough reason to save, right? So these curveballs can be, the other day my tires, it's like I spin for some reason. My tires It's Continental, maybe it's not quality. Please tell me what tires to get. I now get Continental. Yes, I walked into the Trend tire, one of the wheel alignment, because my tires were just giving me a problem. I walked in there, I'm like, guys, my tires, they keep saying I'm on my dashboard. My car shows when there's one problematic tire. So I went there, I'm like, this whole week it's been happening. What is happening? They check these tires out, and I've been driving on wire. Hey, the wires in the tire were out, so the tire was completely worn out. So obviously I couldn't walk out of that garage and say, guys, put back my tire. And I had to put down money for 2 tires at the same time. Luckily, I've got like a little emergency fund that's just there waiting. That's one of the reasons, and that was a curveball for me. So number 1, we have Spitzkoppe and we have Table Mountain. So it's really basic, and this year we're starting in January. We're starting strong and we're going to finish strong. So what do you do with this savings challenge, right? You've now you've defined your goal, it's in place, so we save every month. So as you can see with Spitzkoppe, in the first month, so we save for 12 months. In the first month you save $100, right? In the second month you then save $200. So you keep adding $100 on the last amount that you saved, right? So in month 1 we saved 100. So in month 2 we are going to save 200, because it's 100 plus 100. In month 3 we're going to save 300, because in month 2 we saved 200 plus 100. In month 4, because last month we saved 300, we're going to save 300 plus 400, right? So that is how the savings challenge goes. It's the same with the 250 here on Table Mountain. So 250 in January, and then 500. So you just, the last amount that you saved plus the base amount that was in January. That is how you calculate the savings challenge. So if you do not want to do the monthly add-ons, you can also take the average amount, and then you have a consistent amount on a monthly basis. So for example, with the Spitzkoppe one, you can see it's 100 and then 200 like that. At the end of the day, or the end of the year, imagine having $7,000 just in place waiting for you towards either to put down on your, I don't know if it's Christmas shopping, I don't know if you plan on going to Cape Town, whatever it may be, but your funds are readily available. You can also then choose to say, on a monthly basis, I'm going to be putting down $650. That is the average at the end of the challenge. It will still get you to the same amount. It's the same with Table Mountain. You start with $250. At the end of the day, you're ending up with $19,000. I need $19,000 at the end of December, just waiting for me. But I have a different goal. So that is essentially in group 1. I looked at this group. Obviously, you can then also save less depending on your financial muscle again. I looked at this group and I thought it was saving friendly for low to middle income, depending on how much you're in and what your responsibilities are. Your finance Twitter, we have to tiptoe so much because someone is going to be like, yeah, not all people and you and your privilege, yo, whatever. Guys, again, I said I'm cognizant of the fact that some people simply can't. But at the beginning, what's most important, you need to be honest with yourself. Do you guys know what I'm doing with my hand? I worked so much during the holidays. I'm just going to show you. I am still healing. I had blisters, so I am still healing, or recovering rather. Yeah. Okay, so next up, let me drink worry. Next up is group 2. In group 2 we have June 7. It's not a mountain, but if you've been to Namibia and to June 7, you know that it's the tallest dune in the Namibian desert, or at least based on my knowledge, and it's quite a dune to conquer. And the other one is then Mount Kenya. So again, you start with on June 7, you start with your 450 Namibian dollars in January, and then in February it's 450, which is the previous month's amount that you saved, plus 450, that's $900. And then in March, you basically say 900 plus 450. I've outlined it for you here. Or you can choose to then take the average, 2 point whatever the amount is. Again, it's here. And you can save that consistently throughout. Consistency, number 1, is very important. You know, with saving, you might be discouraged like it's a small amount at the end of the day. I mean, excuse me, at the beginning of the day, but as the months progress and depending on which vehicle you have invested in or which you are saving in the interest rate that you're earning, it can culminate into quite a significant amount, like a 35 or a 32,000. Same as Mount Kenya, you start with $800 in January plus another 800, that's 1.6. Or at the end of the year, after 12 months, you have 62,000 saved up. Right, that is in essence group 2. Again, you're not restricted. You can then mix and match depending on where you want to. You can have one or more savings challenges. In group 3, we have Kilimanjaro. Drum roll, guys. Kilimanjaro is close to my heart, and I'll tell you now why. Now, I said Kilimanjaro is close to my heart, right? So I started this challenge about 3 years ago, but then 2 years ago I was like, let me be inclusive, let me include other people so that it's fun. And when it comes to savings, remember I told you it requires discipline, but something else that's very, very important, key aspect to saving is having accountability. So having an accountability partner. This can be someone, this can be a group, depending on how comfortable you are discussing finance with this person. It also needs to be a safe space where you won't be judged, where your information can also be kept confidential. So I decided to do Kilimanjaro in 2022. And I thought, let me take it to my Instagram family, my IG family. I said, who wants to join me on the savings challenge? And I got a lot of requests, but unfortunately, I kept it to 5 so that we are able to manage each other in the group and we're able to hold each other accountable. The bigger it gets, the more complicated it is because you're dealing with different personalities. I mean, that just worked for us. So a couple of ladies and there was one gentleman came to the party. They said, I would like to join you. Now, we didn't know each other, just people with one goal, common goal, committed to saving. And we came together and I asked for their numbers, WhatsApp. We started a group and we started Kilimanjaro together, and at the end of the year we celebrated. This is the picture. So what we have done is we then said we're going to be each other's accountability partners, and every month you need to put your proof of payment or proof of deposit onto the group for everybody to see, and you also need to post the amount. Those were our rules, non-negotiable. So that's what we did. Every month you post, because then some people would cheat the system. They would say, yes, here's my amount. But that's illusion of saving, where you quickly send the money to your savings pocket and you go pull it back. We're not permitted, because you also had to post the amount that's in the account. In that process, we held each other accountable. If someone couldn't, they spoke up and we contributed to say, this is how you can maybe navigate this situation. But at the end of the day, you pull through. And we were also very strict to say, if you miss 2 consecutive payments, then you exit the group. So that was Kilimanjaro. And then after that, we were like, ladies, let's challenge ourselves. We then decided we are conquering Mount Everest. That was in 2023. You guys would have seen this video here or here or here. I will link it, where we celebrated Mount Everest with the ladies. And it's been such an awesome group where we just hold each other accountable. For people that didn't know each other, we also built relationships, some beautiful relationships sprout out of there, especially for. So this year again, we decided we're going to take on Mount Everest again together as a group. In fact, what we have already done, we have already committed, or we have communicated our goals in the group. Some are building, some are studying, some is snooker, some is weddings, So we have already discussed our goals in the group and we are holding each other accountable. So in essence, those are the savings challenges. At the end, just to recap, most importantly, number 1, set your goal, your savings goal. Is very important to say, I am saving towards having 32,000 in my account, or in my savings account by December. That's your goal. You have defined it. And then you select one of these challenges, one or more. You can have emergency fund, sinking fund, but don't burden yourself too much. And then number 3, you must have an accountability partner. So that is in essence the savings challenges. Guys, there's more savings challenges, but I also don't want to make these videos long, because the concentration span of a human being, let alone when we're discussing personal finances, is just limited. So in my next video, when I do a challenge again, and I got some requests, there's some people that just want school specific, saving towards education. What I'm going to do is share savings challenges for families. So a family, then there's a savings challenge for your primary graders, your grade 1 to 7, and then there's your teenagers, and then there's your university students, and essentially then the parents. And I think this specific challenge challenges that are shared here apply to the parents, but I will then do a family savings challenge where you as a family can save together and hold each other accountable in your household. From me, Woven, I will see you guys.